I'm eating mine. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Give us a word, Fernando.
Um, I was reading. I was going to read to Lalita a text that I worked in the other day. It's about is entitled um, what is stronger, my indifference or the preaching of my guru?
Ah,
Do you want to hear it?
yeah, yeah, go for it.
I can
Yeah.
translate it.
You were sending that to me?
No, I was going to read it.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it is still in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
manuscript.
Wow.
It says, I have always considered indifference as one of my best weapons in this life.
Hmm.
Um, if you don't give value to something, it cannot affect you.
Mhm.
The problem, of course, is that things usually uh, we give things usually more value than what we think. Um, and indifference is no more an infallible weapon to and becomes a resource that, as all other resource, can fail us, not being of application or being completely insufficient or inoperant. One can go in adventures thinking that if everything doesn't work, we have the resource that we have as a last resource the fact that we don't means the result. That's the famous indifference in front of success or failure. I don't know if you understand my pronunciation.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm
I
sorry. I
yeah.
have learned to pronounce octopuses. Going with indifference in sentimental questions is almost a secure recipe for having pain of pain on the heart. So now I approached Gaurahari with the axe hidden on the back, hidden but ready to use it, the acts of indifference, uh, if the thing was not right. Okay, okay, you explain me the Raga Bhakti and how one does, and Juan, and how one is able to love that way all the time, so happy. What I didn't was able to suspect was that what Gaurahari was giving was so intense, amazing, and real. My heart stopped to belong to me. There could not be nothing more long distance to indifference. I wanted with all my heart what that man was giving, and I didn't want anything else from life.
Mm.
Uh, this man, Gaurahari, knew this very well. And every 2 or 3 days, he was giving me motives to reject him and to use my acts of indifference once for all. But the fact is that this the only thing that was doing was increase in me the desire of having what this man was giving. That was anything else, no more nor less than pure devotion for Krishna, Prema Bhakti, the biggest of all the treasures of all the universes and beyond. Something very, 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 very difficult to reach. But he was giving it the same way that Sri Chaitanya had been giving it 500 years ago. Indifference. I became indifferent to all the other things. What, what could I have interest, but not this?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
That's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I brought it the other day because I sometimes I use a method of getting things done.
Yeah.
Which when one idea come to my mind, I take note.
Oh,
Is so not to lose any idea because
yeah.
every idea can be so fine, so good.
Ah,
Ideas come in the form come to the mind, not developed. They are bijas. They are what the word bijas?
Minus,
What?
minus, very small.
No, bija is semilla.
yeah,
That thing from which
yeah,
tree develops.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, seed,
Bija,
seed,
seed. They are
seed.
seeds.
Seeds.
So
Yeah,
many times I write in my papers things that I don't know where this thing will bring me. But
uh-huh.
when I sit down and develop it, I find things that I will never think I were there. So
Yeah,
I like it this way of doing things,
yeah,
and it came this text this question because indifference is for me is that thing that I can go I can go ahead without you.
yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah,
happened today. I can
yeah,
go ahead without this
yeah,
anger, without this bhakti, without this.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, it's not. No, no,
yeah.
nobody can. I don't understand those devotees who
Yeah,
think.
that's why, this morning somebody actually said that and did that. Oh, I can go ahead without you. And so sometimes, like Lalita said, it could be like an emotional outburst, because of the situation. And then the person will, see it and then come back. And, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, let's see.
Mm.
Some
I,
people have that. I can go ahead with, we have some people that said that, I can go ahead without you. And they still are going somewhere. I don't know where, but they're still
but
convinced.
they bring you in their heart anyway.
you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
no.
so yeah, I mean,
What you give is so special. It's not. It's
yeah,
nothing that can
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah. Well, when people say I can go ahead without you, I wonder, okay, where are they going to go ahead to? What are they going to, what is their plan? Like, what is going ahead for them? To
Mm.
me, it's all about this situation. You have people that actually rare Vaishnavas or devotees who relish transcendental mellows like the devotees 500 years ago did. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, where are you going to go ahead and find that? I mean, this is the only place I've seen, So when they say go ahead, I wonder, like, well, what does going ahead to them mean? Like, is it something else? It's usually something else mixed in there. They're not clear. So, the whole thing, is to get clear on, like, okay, to me, going ahead is to go deeper into relishing the name and the pastimes of the Lord. And also, in our relationships, you know, to, to work like a family, well, maybe we'll argue sometimes and misunderstand, but we're families don't leave each other. Yeah, I mean, if we're really making progress as being a transcendental family, it'll be, unlike regular family. They sometimes argue and everything, but they're bonded. Hey man, it's
Mm.
family. We might have our differences and this, but I ain't gonna leave my family. So I feel that's kind of developing here, that transcendental level of family. That's what Jesus is talking about. This, he says, I like this seed thought. Like, I like what you say, because it's true. I remember when I was writing, I would do like that, a realization come, and I would just start writing, and all these things would come. I'd be a whole
Mm.
article about the damn thing. It was great. Then I'd put it on Facebook, and everybody said, "What is it?" So I stopped writing. And
Mm.
these guys, I think I waste my time. But
Mm.
I should have just continued. But anyway, I do it in the classes because the same thing. I read
Mm.
a verse, a seed, and then it just kind of just develops.
Developers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Journalism. You know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Lalita, I don't know if you can do it, but if you can get a little bit closer so you can be in the camera too. Yeah. Or that you kind of move closer together. It's okay. You're
Yeah, there is something. Those chairs have
Hey.
an
oh, they
arm.
have okay. At least that's good like that. Maybe yeah, yeah, go like that. But Fernando, you get more in there because you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so indifferent. So you started out to be indifferent to this preaching. You have some excuse, but then you become more interested in this and more indifferent to other things in the world and worldly things. Is that what the essence?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shows that you're on board and this is what you want, and you got clarity about it. And even this, like discussing this for those who have left, like,
Mm.
hey, where are you going? This is where we're going. And this is where I'm going, and you guys are on board. We go together, and I just say, hey, this is what Lord Chaitanya brought. He brought us um, the knowledge, of information about what is the highest goal of life and the means to attain it. And that's he's saying this is the highest goal of life is love of Krishna and tasting transcendental mellows. And the means to attain it is through the devotees who chant the holy names with ecstatic devotion by their association. And it's kind of simple. And I say this is what Krishna desires. This is what Krishna preaches. And if anybody disagrees with that and says some of that, to me it's speculation. And I'm telling you, and you can check it in the book to see, does that make more sense than what other people are saying? I say that is not a clear explanation. This is a clear, and I only ascertained this by chanting with this taste. you know, that every so many people thought, like a lot of people say, oh, you don't accept me, as I am, and not I can't. Hey, man, I think that's the thing is, you can't please everybody, and a lot of people, they're not even seeing who you are. You're not seeing. They're in their process of, their projections and this and that, and then if their projection hits you and you get kind of locked into it, and you go, anyway, it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it. You just deal with it, and get back on your feet if you're knocked down. What else can we do? But eventually, you get it a little more neutral. I mean, that's what I notice is just I see people, they get in their process and start projecting, and then sometimes it hits a target, and they say no, and then it becomes like this, if you see, and that's part of it. I think, like that, talk about a seed thought. This is just coming to me now from what we're doing today. um, this makes sense why this would happen, because it gives us the ability to get neutral. Like a person, if their projection lands on us, there's some kind of sympathetic thing happening, maybe the same kind of issue very deep inside. And so part of loosening that up is it, just coming out. And because eventually, and something is painful too, pain is like maybe a locked in energy or something. But to be free of that, I mean, I find it helpful if I see the persons are projecting, it's not landing, where I'm getting locked into. But what are you saying about, type thing. It's just, I see, it's nice. I mean, to me, that's freedom. Freedom is people project and everything, and it's not landing. It's like I've been through enough of them so far. Maybe one will land, and then I'll learn. That, oh, something's landed. Okay, all right, I'm locked in. you know, and and to get through that, because to be a teacher, actually, because you're gonna have to deal with these things. People are going to project on you, and if it locks, then you're growing. You grow with that. Grow out of it or something. Does that make sense to anybody? Or that you know, it's part. It's part of the process. It's not like it's un-Krishna conscious, or we neglect, because I see things, everything happening here as part of the process. And even though I don't understand, like I was thinking, oh, do we need to do these things also? Is this really necessary? But I don't know, as things come along, I start to see there's a reason for these things. It fits somehow. It's part of a releasing our baggage and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think, Fernando? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I don't like much the drama,
No, we just
drama, because we say we uh, we have the highest philosophy, but people come and see, ah, you told me you know drama.
Yeah.
Is somehow contradictory, but I appreciate the essence. The essence is that people show enter in contact with what they really feel, and
Yeah.
that is this process of triggering by being in community in sadhu sangha.
Yeah.
One interacting with others, things come out,
Yeah.
and it works. I It works even if there is no direct conflict. I have these two examples that
Hmm.
I found myself uh, mm, last week or last 15 days, two times in which I wanted to show indifference, total indifference to this song and this process.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the cause, the cause of this desire of being indifferent
Mhm.
is something that very often we don't even know where it comes, because are things that I have inside from immemorial time.
Mhm.
So they come out.
They
They
come
come
out.
out. This is good. First thing I discovered, first time I was rejecting this thing. It's not anything heavy, but one day I feel, I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to. I'm tired of this. Let me, the Lalita, this Gorahan. Let me do another thing. Thing, no? But then I have gone through the process different times and discovered once and again that it was my attachment
Uh-huh.
to religion, and
Yeah.
it was a big discovery because
Yeah.
I was not conscious that I am attached to the religion's forms, to
Yeah.
the religion's procedures, to the rituals, to all these things. I'm not conscious that, but I am attached to the
Mhm.
goodness, to the doing the things. You don't do the things, and the what you do doesn't enter in the religious. It's unconventional. You told me it's
Right.
something unconventional. Doesn't enter in the religious practice. Is
Yeah.
something is persons who wants the Lord, persons who wants to meet the Lord, and who do the essential to meet the Lord according to Chaitanya and the scriptures. And this was a big realization, because after that day, I was so happy, so happy. Wow, I have become free from religion. I was
Yeah.
not know that it will come back another time,
Yeah.
another. But I feel so happy because I was in the place where I live, in the with the word, the file, this place where I live in nature, and I was feeling in such a different way. Wow, I don't have to
Oh,
feel that
yeah.
other way,
Hmm.
and was so fine, so fun. And the
Mhm.
other is the one that I told this evening, that I don't want to accept that God is a person. That
Mhm.
is a person. A person is a person. Is somebody with whom you relate, and who you have exchanged, and who is special, is imprevisible, is not the Brahman, something and concept and something flat.
Mhm.
Is a person is something so full of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is so rich, so full of everything, that this was also the what I learned again
Oh,
after
you know what? Before we
figuring it.
move on, before
Huh?
we move on, before we move on, I want to say something about the previous thing about religion, abandon, because
Yeah,
something came to me. I want to, otherwise I'll forget it.
yeah,
Yeah. So you said like it doesn't show in the scriptures that you can abandon the rituals, the religion, or anything, but actually it does. Uh, when you see the deeper devotees, um, some of them, like Haridas, he took shelter the name. That's all he did. He didn't do any rituals.
mm,
And Lord Chaitanya actually told him to speak about deity worship, even though he never did any deity worship per se with the, that archana. But he knew deity worship because he was engaged in the confidential devotional service of worship of the deity, because that's all everything is. The rituals are, you got your folk, you're looking at the Lord, you're looking at the Lord, and you're serving the Lord in some way. See, so it's all deity worship. And And when you're
Yeah.
chanting the holy name, and so the Lord even said, you're showing uh, the general populace of the importance of chanting the holy name. And the Lord even did a whole discourse. He says, all 9 processes of devotional service are in chanting the holy name. See, all these different things in different ways. It's all in the chanting. Not that you would necessarily have to, or you would do that exclusively, but you could, and so that shows you don't have to do the rituals. But again, you have to be like Haridas Thakur, attracted to the holy name to do that. Otherwise, the ritual path will be more interesting to you. Yeah. So it does show when you look in the deeper understanding and put it together, it does show that you can abandon. Matter of fact, Haridas, if he would stop to do rituals that maybe he's not so attracted to a particular way, because you're supposed to do it at a certain time, some ritual, it would be an interference in his way, because he just likes to chant and relish the name. He liked the kirtan, because it's chanting, and he liked association devotees, stuff like that. So you can do it like that, and it is authorized. Matter of fact, it talks about this in Nectar Devotion. This what we're just talking about there. Oh, Noodle says, "Wow, it's so nice to hear from Fernando. Such a nice testimony. It's nice to see more people grow through what we are going through too. It's spot on. Sometimes we don't even understand what our attachments are. Thanks so much for sharing, Fernando. It's so refreshing and awesome to hear. Inspiring, truly." Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, that's what I want to say. Okay. You can continue on the other point if you want.
Mm. Yeah, this what you commented now is for me it was very difficult to understand that at first, because I was coming from by the world. I was not baptizing, but I was coming from that world, and for me the deity worship was very beautiful, very nice. And so when I came here and saw that only speaking, I was feeling some reaction every day, because I was feeling that lack something. But I heard you explaining this the other day, the same concept, and is so complete. Is real that we are doing the nine process.
Mhm.
We worship the Lord in the heart.
Mhm.
We you are doing the process very intense, very dedicated, very. There is nothing that lacks
Mhm.
there, and is and another thing was well, it's a parallel thing. I was feeling that your way of reading the books, you are testing the text. I was habituated to the by the way. I know the histories. I relate concepts. I here is this is seen in here in another place with another view, and I was feeling some rejection also about this. But then because you do a selective lecture of
Mhm.
scripture,
Mhm.
you select the verses that confirm your conclusions, the
Mhm.
way you see it. And the other day I remembered when I was a brahmachari,
Mhm.
I was going to the books and I was not reading everything. I was
Mhm.
going only to the parts that were speaking about the good things of brahmacharya, about the good things of being a renunciant or on the renunciate life, of living with with little things. When I was married, I was going to see things, to the scriptures, to see things that confirmed my way of
Situation.
saying. So
Yeah,
you do the same thing because it's natural way of saying. You are a Raganuga Bhakta and you search in the
yeah,
scriptures
yeah,
things that the
Yeah.
relieve,
Refer to. Yeah.
release raga conclusions to the
yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that prove the point of this kind of preaching. Yeah, you have to, it has to have a basis in the scriptures. Yeah, you got to prove there is a basis for this kind of action that we're doing, and it's in there. You have to be realized enough to pull it out to confirm your preaching,
Mhm.
and confirm your activities, confirm your ecstasy. Even all of these things need to be. Yeah, and the scriptures do a good job of that. And then you get the double, triple confirmation when people listen to you, and then they get the awakening of this bhakti, and then they say, "Hey, yeah,
Mhm.
it's real." It's not a, yeah.
Mhm.
This is how this will fly. That's how it worked with Lord Chaitanya. They preached the bhakti cultivation on the basis of the revealed scriptures that proved that it was not a crazy thing, or it wasn't against the scriptures. It was just a deeper level of understanding a way of worship, and the more informality and the more intimacy and ecstasy. And so they proved that, and we're doing the same thing, because the books are all here. Prabhupada's books here. You give me Prabhupada's books, I'll prove these points. You know? You can go you can go and point out all the Vaidhi stuff. I'll point out all the Raganuga stuff, and you see if what's stronger, and yeah, to me, ecstatic love is much stronger than dry worship or dry austerities or drier, you know regulative devotion, when this is spontaneous love awakens, when you chant and spontaneous activities. Yeah. Yeah, I like spontaneity.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, it's getting a little bit late,
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, I'm actually finally getting tired too, and it's actually dark. Hallelujah.
It will grow. The days will grow a little, some days more. Then start.
more, more day, huh? Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Lalita, for coming on here, and Fernando. It's great. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare. Mhm. Mhm.